What's up, guys? Tommy Mutchler here, your Bellingham Realtor, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 reasons why you should consider moving to Bellingham. But real quick, before we jump into it, if you're thinking about moving to Bellingham or have any questions about Bellingham or the Northwest Washington area as a whole, go ahead and check the description down below for my contact information. I'm always happy to help. All right, let's jump into the video. The first reason you should consider moving to Bellingham is the weather. Now, normally when you think of Washington, you think of it being cold and rainy and wet and dark and gloomy. No, that is not the case here in Bellingham, Washington. That might be true in the greater Seattle area where it does rain quite a lot actually, and it is cloudy and dark and gloomy. But the weather here in Bellingham, Washington is actually significantly nicer. And what I mean by that, while yes, it does rain here because it is Washington, we are the evergreen state, it does rain significantly less than it does, say, in like Seattle, which is really nice. However, it's also not as blazing hot as, say, California is. In fact, we're kind of in that Goldilocks zone where it's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's kind of just right, it's just perfect. Most summers hang out between 70 and 80 degrees, and while it can reach freezing temperatures in the winter and be over 100 degrees in the summer, on average, it's a really comfortable temperature. Now, there's a scientific reason that I am nowhere near qualified to explain why it's actually nicer here in the Bellingham, Washington area than it is in Seattle, even though we're only like an hour and a half north of Seattle. But to prove my point, let me call my fiance, who's actually in Seattle right now, and see what the weather is like. Hey babe, how's it going?
It's good. How are you?
Good. I calling to see what the weather's like in Seattle.
It was raining and cloudy.
Raining and cloudy.
And drizzly, like it normally is in Seattle.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Now let's go compare that to outside where it's super nice and sunny. It's freaking gorgeous outside. See, the weather's great. So if you're thinking about moving somewhere with great weather that's not too hot, that's not too cold, Bellingham, Washington just might be the perfect place for you. The second reason you should consider moving to Bellingham, Washington are the outside activities. While there is a ton of great things to do inside and during the winter, really doing things outside is where Bellingham really shines. We have a ton of parks and lakes and trails, and you could go hiking, kayaking, canoeing, mountain biking. If you want, you could drive an hour east to Mount Baker, which you can go skiing or snowboarding. Pair that with the really awesome weather that we have here. Bellingham is one of the best places in the world, dare I say, in my biased opinion, the best place in the world to do things outside. You have a little bit of everything. Again, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. The weather is just perfect, and it is absolutely beautiful here. So if you like being outside and you like being active, Bellingham just might be perfect for you. The third reason you should consider moving to Bellingham, Washington is the beer and coffee. Now, as everyone knows, Seattle is the king of coffee, but I would argue that Bellingham is actually slightly better. Why? Because I say it is. I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's better because I like it more, and I think it's better and it tastes better because it's better. Am I biased? Yes, 100%. But the reality is Bellingham has a ton of great local coffee shops that even have their own roasteries here in town. And depending on the neighborhood, a lot of coffee shops are within walking distance of a lot of neighborhoods. Same thing goes for beer. Bellingham is known for having some incredible craft breweries that are known for having some of the best beer in the world, like Boundary Bay, Colshan, and so many more. So if you like good beer or you like good coffee, Bellingham just might be a great place for you to move to. The fourth reason you should consider moving to Bellingham, Washington is the community. Honestly, Bellingham has just such an amazing community. Bellingham has some great schools, some great colleges like Western Washington University, as well as really great private and public schools. Not to mention it's just really safe, and there are a ton of things to do. We have a lot of events. We have beer festivals. We have Ski to Sea, which is this massive race from the top of Mount Baker all the way down to the ocean here in Bellingham, Washington. We have incredible farmers markets, a ton of community activities, music festivals like Downtown Sound. Additionally, Bellingham's just a really fun and friendly atmosphere. So again, it doesn't matter what demographic you're in, whether you're starting a family or just looking for a great place to settle down, Bellingham has a little bit of something, if not a lot of something, for everyone. The fifth reason you should consider moving to Bellingham, Washington is the location. Now, of course, we've already talked about how great and amazing the weather is, how there's a ton to do here, how friendly it is, how we have a ton of awesome beer and coffee and food. I didn't add food, but we have a ton of great food here as well. The fifth reason Bellingham is so great is the location. We are just so perfectly located that it's no wonder that Bellingham has always been one of the Pacific Northwest's best well-kept secrets. Location-wise, we're at the tippy top corner of the United States, excluding Alaska, of course, where we have Canada to the north, the ocean to the west, and we have Mount Baker to the east. Bellingham is kind of like this secluded pocket of awesomeness. Of course, you're only an hour and a half away from Seattle, or an hour away from Vancouver, Canada, which is like the Seattle of Canada. Of course, you have Mount Baker, where you can go camping, skiing, snowboarding, hiking, and do a ton of fun things out there. And you have the ocean, as well as the San Juan Islands, which are some beautiful islands that you can go take ferries to, you can explore. So from a location standpoint, Bellingham is perfect, considering you have a ton of opportunity for exploration and opportunities for some really exciting things to do. All right, guys, that does it for this video. If you're thinking about moving to Bellingham or the Northwest Washington area, feel free to reach out to me. Again, my contact info is down below in the description. Of course, if you want to watch more videos like this, I have this really awesome video right here that you could check out on the pros and cons of Bellingham, because while it is super amazing to live here, there are some things you need to consider before you do. Again, my name's Tommy Mutchler. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.